What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Amir. This is my first official video of 2025. It took long enough, motherfuckers, like the 9th day. But we here, man. 2025, bro. We just getting older and older, man. The year of Call of Duty Black Ops 2. And that perfectly transitioned into the topic of this video, which is childhood. Over the years, I noticed that I tend to romanticize my childhood a lot and kind of obsess over it. You know what I mean? I buy games from my childhood. I buy clothes that represent my childhood, posters and all that. I be watching movies and cartoons from my childhood, and I thought I was the only person that does this, but no, a lot of people do actually. And I think it's a lot of people who grew up having a good childhood. You know, a lot of people that grew up not having a good childhood, they don't really like talking about or looking back in their childhood. But man, your childhood is so important. Your childhood plays such a big part in who you are as an adult, and you don't even know. Being an adult is literally just making your own identity and separating yourself from your childhood. That's why your early 20s is majority of time a rough time for most people, because you just have to jump from being a child to being an adult. You know what I'm saying? Well, that's what they expect from you. But the more and more I get older, the more and more I just realize is that everyone is literally still a kid. I don't take that any type of way, you know what I'm saying? Don't take this as anything weird, you know what I mean? But this is everyone's first time living this life in that physical body. Whoever is that older figure that you look up to, they make mistakes as well. They have secrets as well. They have insecurities as well. They probably just do a good job at hiding it because, well, they're adults. Your dad is just like you. He's just an older version of you with a kid. You know what I'm saying? I can literally tell how someone's childhood was like just off of how they act around me alone. Like if someone is a hard worker, that means they were probably taught to work for what they want, or it's just a trauma response because they've been through a lot of situations growing up. If someone shows signs of being insecure about their height, they were probably made fun of it growing up, and they'll probably be like 40 years old. That just shows that your childhood still has an effect on you even as an adult. And every generation literally says the exact same thing about their childhood. We grew up in the best generation. We grew up in the best era. 90s kids had the best childhood, etc., etc. Literally every generation says the exact same thing about their childhood. There will be people in 2045 talking about the 2020s was the best era to grow up in. That's crazy, right? You know, we all grown up in 2025 now. We couldn't even imagine that. We would be like, why would somebody think growing up in the 2020s was the best when we lived in the 2020s as an adult and it was trash? Not trash, but we literally just can't understand it because, you know, if you grew up in the 90s, you can't even think of what it would be like growing up in the 2020s. But I had to think about, you know, why am I so obsessed with my childhood? Why do I romanticize over it so much? Because honestly, bro, once you become an adult, once you start getting into the adult life, it's real stressful. You really have no time to just be free and just focus on yourself. And on top of that, your brain is just developing. You know, you have complex thoughts, emotions, traumas, you know, you react to things differently now. It's like reality hits more, and reality is not, you know, all rainbows and sunshine, you feel me? So, you know, that shit kind of depresses you, you know what I'm saying? And if you had a good childhood, then you'll remember, you know, growing up as a child, you don't really remember feeling depressed like that. As a child, it seemed like every day was just a good day and everything was just everything, if that makes sense. You know, the world just seemed so positive. Your family, they seem so loving, you know. It don't even matter the environment that you grew up in. It's just like as a child, you just had a more positive way of looking at things. Maybe because you didn't really have control of your situation or you just were oblivious to the fact, but this is true. So I'm just speaking for myself, and I feel like I speak for a lot of other people. Not to be depressing or nothing like that, because I actually enjoy life, but I feel like a lot of people who obsess and romanticize their childhood, they do that because their childhood was the last time that they actually felt genuine happiness. Because, you know, growing up as an adult, it's like, oh damn, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. You know, you really don't have no free time to just do what you really want and focus on yourself, unless you make a living off of doing what you want, or you just make so much money that you just have the freedom to do what you want. And once I realized that, it just hit me like, damn, that kinda is true. And I don't know why, but in 2025, it honestly feels like, since I'm already in the mood, I'ma just say it, it feels like everything is just worse now, like trash. It feels like the music is worse. It feels like the games are worse. It feels like the movies are worse. The TV shows, just everything, you know what I mean? I feel like once we switched to like damn near everything being online and social media and people started getting comfortable with it and getting used to it, I feel like that's when shit just started going downhill. So like around quarantine, I think around like 2014 is when everything switched to social media and online. I mean, of course it existed before that, but I'm saying like when everyone had it, everyone had access to it. And for the first couple of years it was cool, you know, because it was something new. It didn't really change the people. It was just, you know, something new that we had. But over the years we got comfortable with it, and I feel like it changed us, honestly. I really do feel like after quarantine, life has just been totally different. I feel like life has just been dead. Like, I don't know. I really do feel like quarantine has just changed the entire world. And social media and the internet, it has honestly done nothing but separate us now. And I'm not saying my life hasn't been good, because I'm honestly in the best position of my life that I've ever been in. But it's like I'm just looking at the world, you know what I'm saying? I'm just looking at the world itself. It's just not what it used to be, man. We're not as connected as we used to be. I feel like you don't even see kids playing outside anymore. You go to the ballpark, you don't really see people hooping like that. You go to a McDonald's, you don't even see people just hanging out. That used to always be a thing. You go to a club, you just see people standing still on their phones. Like, no one's dancing at these functions, you feel me? It's just crazy. People don't line up anymore for new drops, you know, new shoes, new games, because, you know, you don't have to anymore. Little did we know it, but little stuff like that, it kept us connected. Sorry if I got a little off topic, but I feel like that ties into the topic of this video, because most people that's watching this, I'm pretty sure y'all remember life before social media, or before the world got comfortable with social media and everything being online. But I also feel like another reason of why I go back and look at things of my childhood a lot is because I grew up having like such a good childhood, and I had traumatic things happen to me in an instant, and I feel like that just took my childhood away just at a snap of a finger. So when I watch things or play things that take me back to my childhood, it's like kind of getting that back, you know what I'm saying? Like healing my inner child, I would say. I honestly feel like we all miss our childhood, man. Like, let's be real, we all do sometimes. I'm not saying I'm sitting here every day just thinking about my childhood, but honestly, in my free time, I'll go play Black Ops 2 and I'll go watch Madagascar just to get that feeling of being a kid again and reliving the moment of just having pure happiness. Because yeah, this adult life shit, this shit wears you down, man, for real. But let me know if y'all relate to me, you know, share some of y'all experiences down below. If you like the video, and I'll see y'all in my next video, man. Peace out.